This is Godrich in the west end of the capital Freetown, Sierra Leone. In the full swing of the coronavirus pandemic, people behave exactly like they did before the outbreak. There is no social distancing, no hand washing, and no one is masking up. Aminata Bangura is a fishmonger. She says her community at Godrich has not had any confirmed COVID-19 cases, and she feels safe.
No, we do have to not get any cases safe now. So like I was telling you, so more less level maintain from the wasteland. They use masks, so take for that side. We not get no cases now.
Although Aminata explains how she can prevent the spread of the virus, she is not applying this in practice. Like her, hundreds of inhabitants, visitors and market people at Godrich mingle daily without any sense of the danger. Others blame the government for not providing the minimum necessary, such as soap for hand washing and masks.
Well, because I need so government say they do and but the only to not get better kids like for puts at the beach. We not get face masks then because you say understand say so here then supply face masks but yeah not see.
Indeed, as you enter this fishing community, there is no sign of any mobile tap for hand washing. There is no social distancing and no awareness that the coronavirus is real. People don't wear masks at all. There is no other behavior to show that people are trying to prevent the spread of the virus that has killed more than 700,000 people in the world. Amadou Bangura, Deputy Abomaster at Godrich Wharf, explains why the wash facilities were not available today.
Well, number one, the first reason because we get issue now, and one boat we come on again yesterday we come. So we not get that chance there for food and kitchen and they renting any. So when I said you know they come and meet Bobu, fishermen there, when they are they're not able to get the marks, then they play with rent, then inside water they pay. You the journalists where you they see and so look some of them are the boats them, then they can play with them. So in needless for maybe check that face mask.
On the use of the face masks, the Deputy Abomaster says this normally suffocates the fishermen and women when they handle the fish, but most of them have face masks in their pockets. Small-scale fishing communities are vital to provide the most reliable source of protein in Sierra Leone, the fish. According to Statistics Sierra Leone, 60% of all the fish sold in Sierra Leone is transactioned on the beaches and on the river banks. Close to 66,000 households reported transaction of fish worth 160 billion leones in 2017. When Sierra Leone reported the first confirmed case of COVID-19 on March 31st, these fishing communities and the slums needed to receive special attention on how to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This is Portee Wharf, a fishing community in the far east of Freetown, Western Area Urban. It is a community of over 60,000 people, according to a 2011 study by the Sierra Leone Urban Research Center. It is visited every day by dozens of people seeking fresh fish to buy. But it seems that the government instructions on the safety measures to prevent the virus have not been well understood here. Kadiatu Kamara, like many women in this community, is a fishmonger, but an invisible virus seems less dangerous to her as she is more focused on surviving.
I know what I say. So right now, fishing all day, team one up with the house. See what I go and drive. So the team one up.
Idrissa Kamara is the chairman for the Portee Community Wharf. He knows that COVID-19 is a deadly virus and recognizes its symptoms such as coughing and sneezing, sore throat and weakness of muscles.
The signs of symptoms say coronavirus cough, fever, because we sneeze. Some of the signs that and then plan to see every minute and any hour, any second for use for what's happening. Who wants this for use to elbow? Who wants cough for use to elbow?
Sierra Leone has registered close to 2,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. The National COVID-19 Emergency Response Center, NACOVAC, issued enhanced COVID-19 regulations requiring people to wear masks and keep social distancing at all times in public, and these measures are supposed to be enforced. Bampia Kamara is a community elder in the Portee Wharf. He takes his responsibility a step further to describe how he got involved in sensitizing community people about the COVID-19 pandemic and preventive measures.
Because the way the doctor then sent out of all the community then to abide to the law. And we don't even go out and sensitize the people then, or say they say for Wasan, they say for face masks. Anybody will not do that if they allow you, it will not go correct for you.
So far, by their own accounts, these Portee community members may give the impression that things are well under control, but the situation on the ground depicts a different reality. Upon entering Portee Wharf, a single mobile tap and washing station can be observed for the entire community. More disturbing, there is no soap. Without soap, hand washing is almost useless. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control clearly instructed hand washing with soap for 20 seconds in order to destroy the virus. But this aspect does not seem to bother the visitors. Almost no one seems to be wearing a mask, and there is no social distancing. It is a paradox because people seem to know that there is a deadly virus outbreak, but no one is taking it seriously. Mohamed Mansari is a member of the Portee Corona Response Units, a non-profit community-based organization that sensitizes the community on COVID-19 dangers, the need for regular hand washing, mask wearing and social distancing, and distributed masks. However, he is concerned that the sensitization is in vain because people do not see the danger in front of their eyes. Their need to keep working and to provide food for their families is more important than an invisible virus.
I'm here with the challenges today. Make we self need to relent because as we relent, then say they relent. For the hand washing, the people in the comply. The first match, you get some people in the way they say. As they slacker, they say it's difficult for use, it is that, past they've enforced them. And the moment you forget them, a problem. It make the work is so tedious for you. And plus we talk to them, we use some strategy measures them, styles for any people that we are buying because we not allow people and for say we're able to enforce the people and for that.
12 task force teams made of ONS, police and army are patrolling the streets to find the defaulters and apply fines. But this is not happening at Godrich or Portee or other fishing and coastal communities, which can be easily considered highly populated slums inhabited by families extremely vulnerable to health and economic risks. Ibrahim Toure is a contact tracer for the Ministry of Health at Portee Wharf and also a member of POCRO. He stated that there has been no COVID-19 diagnosed in this community, which is perhaps the reason why people are reluctant to wear masks.
Mostly the use of face masks, because some people they say they get asthma, they're not able to use them. And even when with the picture and the message of face masks and regular hand washing, when we press on them, then they use them. But after some time, we forget about them, they still relent for using face masks.
The low number of COVID-19 cases in Sierra Leone may be an illusion. According to the official situation reports issued by NACOVAC on August 13, officials have wondered whether the low number of cases is because of the low number of tests. If you don't test, you don't know how many people are sick. Awanatu Kamara, who is a community volunteer for the Portee Corona Response Unit, says most people have their face mask in a pocket or in the purse and only wear it if they are asked to do so.
Where the wire today where you can meet when you use face masks, normally we put chain that anywhere they can do here, they can wear them, they get the face mask. So today when this boat just come unexpected, if you say right, all man for put on the face mask, all man they pull outside to get their face.
But while the task force patrol the beach bars, hotels and supermarkets, no one seems to care about these large gatherings of fish landing sites, which can also be considered slum communities due to the extreme poverty and health vulnerabilities. According to Statistics Sierra Leone, more than half of the Sierra Leone's population was in poverty as of 2018. The Food and Agricultural Organization stated that 80% of Sierra Leoneans, that is 8 out of 10 people, depend on fish as their main source of animal protein. Fish is survival. Nakovac has this to say regarding COVID-19 measures in slum communities.
Slum communities are not different from other communities. The same measures apply to all communities in the Western area. So we are pushing for precautionary measures for the prevention and control of COVID. The first one is hand hygiene. As we all know, wash your hands with soap and water and use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. The other one is social distancing, or what we call physical or safe distancing. The third is REL seeking behavior.
Sierra Leoneans are in a tough situation. They need to keep themselves safe from the virus, but they also need to continue their daily activities for survival. Tough restrictions imposed on fishing communities on May 6th resulted in a violent riot in Tombo, when a police structure, a health center, and the house of a village chief were set on fire, and at least 2 people died. How can the government balance the safety health precautions in the face of COVID-19 while allowing people to continue their daily activities for survival?
So we believe that a lot needs to be done by our authorities to help in actually alleviating the sufferings of these people, and to ensure that facilities are provided for them in the form of Veronica buckets to actually help them in the hand washing exercise. Most of them do not have Veronica bucket, they do not even comply with the hand washing protocol. Then you realize that people live in the slum areas do things as if there is no corona, there is nothing, there is no emergency in the country. And these are all issues that will continue to undermine whatever steps or whatever effort government and partners will take or have been taking to actually nip corona in the bud.
But are there any plans to enforce the enhanced COVID-19 measures in fishing communities? Harold Thomas again.
There are measures in place because we are now enforcing the regulation of especially the use of face masks, social distancing, and all other measures. And we have punitive measures. People may be fined, even their businesses or establishments can even be closed. So these measures apply to everybody in the country.
It is also important to note that the reluctance by people to adhere to COVID-19 precautionary measures is not only in fishing communities. Other enhanced restriction measures to curb the spread of COVID-19 in the transportation sector, the places of worship, and social distancing are to a very large extent being flouted at will by many, with the authorities not doing much to enforce the strict adherence to the measures. Meanwhile, because most of the restrictions instituted by the government in the early stage of the COVID-19 have been lifted, most people think that this is the end of the pandemic. For Gla TV Online, with support from Internews as part of the 2020 Fellowship Program, I am Abdullah Gla reporting.